Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari. Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Stotra Sata His Divine Grace I.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nityai ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldeva Sudra Devi ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Vallabh ki, Nitya Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Today we are reading from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 4, chapter number 29. Text number 45, 4.29.45. Shabda Brahmani Duspare Charanta Uruvistare Mantra Lingair Vyavachinnam Bhajanto na vidhu param. Shabda Brahmani Duspare Charanta Uruvistare Mantra Lingair Vyavachinnam Bhajanto na vidhu param. Shabda Brahmani Duspare Charanta Uruvistare Mantra Lingair Vyavachinnam Bhajanto na vidhu param. Shabda Brahmani Duspare Charanta Uruvistare Mantra Lingair Vyavachinnam Bhajanto na vidhu param. Shabda Brahmani Duspare Charanta Uruvistare Mantra Lingair Vyavachinnam Bhajanto na vidhu param. Shabda Brahmani. In the Vedic literature, Duspare, unlimited. Charanta, being engaged. Uru, greatly. Vistare, expensive. Mantra, of Vedic hymns. Lingai, by the symptoms. Vyavachinnam, partially powerful. The demigods. Bhajantaha, worshipping. Na, vidhu, they they do not know. Param, the supreme. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Despite the cultivation of Vedic knowledge, which is unlimited, and the worship of different demigods by the symptoms of the Vedic mantras, demigod worship does not help one to understand the supreme powerful personality of Godhead. So the gist of the translation is about demigod worship, and therefore in the purport, Srila Prabhupada talks about the results of demigod worship. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 7.20, Kamaistaistar hitanyana prapadyante anya devataha tam tam niyamam asthaya prakritaya niyatasvaya. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto the demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. Most people are interested in worshipping demigods to acquire powers. Each demigod has a particular power. For instance, the demigod Indra, the king of the heaven, has power to shower rain on the surface of the globe to give sufficient vegetation to the earth. This demigod is described in the Vedas, Vajra Hasta Purandaraha. Indra rules the water supply with thunderbolt in his hand. The thunderbolt itself is controlled by Indra. Similarly, other demigods, Agni, Varuna, Chandra, Surya, have particular powers. All these demigods are worshipped in the Vedic hymns through a symbolic weapon. Therefore, it is said here, Mantra Lingair Vyavachinnam. By such worship, karmis may obtain the benediction of material opulence in the form of animals, riches, beautiful wives, many followers, and so on. By such material opulence, however, one cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Ajnanati Mirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desa Tarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, this particular section of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, we are almost approaching the end of Canto 4. The allegory of King Puranjana was narrated by Narad Muni to King Prachinabhari, which we have all become very familiar with because this has been going on for some time now. And now we are at the juncture when Narad Muni has gone past the allegorical story and narrating openly and directly and clearly to Prachinabhari regarding unfolding the characters that were pegged in his allegorical story. So after elaborating on the allegorical story, after unpacking the hidden characters that were in his story, and as we know, King Puranjana was none other than King Prachinabhari himself, Narad Muni tells King Prachinbhari about bhakti as his solution. Bhakti is the solution for all problems in the world. And to make it very crystal clear, Narad Muni also tells Prachinbhari to stop all ritualistic activities, Vedic ritualistic activities, including the animal sacrifice that he was engaged in. And to make it double clear to him, he not only tells him to stop the Vedic ritualistic activity, not only bhakti is the solution, but also what are the things that is not to be done. So in the preceding couple of verses, Narad Muni tells King Prachinbhari that the karmis and their jnanis do not know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The karmis and the jnanis do not know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in this particular verse, Narad Muni tells King Prachinbhari that even the demigod worshippers do not know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The karmis, the jnanis and the demigod worshippers do not know the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Despite the cultivation of the Vedic knowledge, which is unlimited, and the worship of different demigods by the symptoms of Vedic mantras, demigod worship does not help one to understand the Supreme Powerful Personality of Godhead. So that's where we reach today. Now, so therefore Srila Prabhupada in his purport also talks about the demigod worships. That demigods worshippers are generally after some material power. Demigod worships, demigods possess potential powers, and their worshippers, generally speaking, are after some powers. And Prabhupada writes that about Indra specifically. Now we know many times, we have had this many times, that demigods in the cosmic cabinet, Krishna is the supreme, and the demigods are the departmental ministers empowered with certain power to carry out the functional duty of the material world. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives us the analogy of water and the ocean in terms of the demigod worships. He says that when we pour water into the river, the water will eventually reach the ocean. But the person who is pouring the water in the river will not reach the ocean. So the demigod worship reaches Krishna, because everything is for the benefit of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the demigod worship reaches Krishna, but the demigod worshippers do not reach Krishna. Just as the water reaches the ocean, the person pouring the water does not reach the ocean. Similarly, demigod worship reaches Krishna, but the worshippers do not reach Krishna. So demigod worship generally is for those who are spiritually less evolved. Now, where does demigod worship starts from? When we take few steps back, as we know, when Vyasadeva foresaw the falls in Kali Yuga and no easy remedy for them, being compassionate to the suffering humanity of Kali Yugaites, Vyasadeva started writing the Vedas, and then the Ithihasas, then the Puranas, not the Ithihasas, then the Puranas. And after writing all that, he remained despondent. So, when Narad Muni, when he becomes despondent, his Guru Maharaj, Narad Muni appears on the scene and tells Vyasadeva, Srila Vyasadeva, to elaborately narrate and broadcast the process of bhakti, glorify the process of bhakti as supreme to all other processes. So, one may ask, and actually if we analyze, when we look at the strategy that Srila Vyasadeva took, firstly he gave us the 4 Vedas, then he gave us all the Puranas, so on and so forth, the Mahabharats. So, it may seem from one angle that there are confusions into the paths that has been narrated for the suffering Kali Yugaites, because he has given so many different paths. And perhaps did not glorify bhakti abundantly in his writing. But when we look at the strategy that Srila Prabhupada takes, on all pages of Bhagavad Gita, on all pages of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Prabhupada never fails to glorify bhakti as the solution, as the supreme path back to Godhead. So even even on the sections when Krishna and Arjuna Samvad dialogue might be on subjects that may not entail bhakti, if it's karma yoga or any yoga, or even if it's something about materialistic non-devotees way of life, Prabhupada never fails to conclude that purport regarding bhakti as the solution. So Prabhupada took the strategy of bhakti, 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 bhakti. Then one may ask, why is there a different strategy that Vyasadeva took regarding giving so many paths and actually almost not highlighting bhakti as the supreme, but only highlighting bhakti supreme in his final writings in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Had he not written about the other paths, perhaps we would not have had the confusion that prevails today. So there seems to be a contradiction. However, there is no contradiction. The way to reconcile it is that the beauty of our Vedic philosophy is that it attracts anybody at any point in time, at any level. Our Vedic philosophy attracts everybody at any point in time, at any level. So the analogy that we can give, that Srila Vyasadeva throws the net on the ocean, the entire ocean. And those who are drowning in the ocean can catch some part of that net. Whatever net they can hold on to, as they are saying, for a dying man who is drowning in the ocean, tinke ka sahara, in Hindi we say, just a straw is enough to hold on to something, if we are drowning, because there is nothing else. So Srila Vyasadeva, out of his compassion, throws the net that casts the entire ocean, and whoever wants can cling onto something or the other, so that they don't drown. And what Srila Prabhupada does after he comes, he just starts pulling the net. He starts pulling the net. So Srila Vyasadeva throws the net, and Srila Prabhupada pulls the net. Those who cling onto the path of bhakti, Prabhupada pulls them out of the drowning ocean. Those who don't cling onto the path of bhakti, but they cling onto something else, demigod worship, or something else, some ritualistic activity, Prabhupada also tries to lift them to the part of that net that talks about bhakti net. So from demigod worship, Prabhupada tries to get them to the bhakti net so that they can be pulled out. So that's the beauty of our Vedic literature. There is no contradiction. We can reconcile it. That there is compassion and there is compassion. So as I said, that demigod worship is for those who are spiritually less evolved. As we become more philosophically knowledgeable, then we take to the path of devotional service as the means, as the best activity for the humanity. Now, there is a catch here as well. That spiritual knowledge, when we come into Krishna consciousness, there is just so much clarity in terms of the Vedic philosophy that we become enthused, which is great, and we become attracted, which is great, and we start implementing the lessons to the degree possible in our life, which is all great. Sometimes also what happens, by mistake, we become little puffed up. Because we possibly understand better than those who don't read Prabhupada's books, in the office, in the family, in the friends circle, and make the mistake of misrepresenting the Vedic philosophy. Why? Because the knowledge reaches our head too much, as we said, get little puffed up, little pride. So Vedic literature, the way we understand it, as an analogy again, is like honoring prasadam. It's like eating food. If we eat too less food, then it is not good for our health. It's not good for our body. If we eat too much food, we become fat, which is also not good. When Srila Prabhupada was in Bhubaneswar, in his early days, very early days, after coming back from USA, then he saw, the prevalent poverty in Bhubaneswar at that point in time, and his disciples were trying to establish a temple there. As Prabhupada would always take his morning walk, on one of his morning walk in Bhubaneswar, he saw that, on one side there was vast poverty. On the other hand, early in the morning, there were people running on the roadside to lose fat. Because Prabhupada said, look at them, there's on one side there is poverty, on the other hand, people are overeating and then running to lose fat. And I became a little embarrassed when I read that, because I'm in one of those categories. trying always, some means or the other to lose fat. So eating too much food is a problem as well. So spiritual knowledge, if we go very deep into it and keep the knowledge only in the head, then that's a problem. Because spiritual knowledge is not meant so much for the head, but it is an affair of the heart. As when Radha Gopinath Prabhu was here in Melbourne recently, for his devotee care course, he was saying that we get so much of knowledge in our head, but the transformation from the head, or the transition from the head to the heart, is a lifetime journey. Sometimes, maybe 2 lifetimes or 3 lifetimes. It reaches here, but doesn't reach here. Now, and we know that it is not just only transition from the head to the heart. That is not enough. Even if the Vedic knowledge hits our heart, that itself is not enough. The impact has to be transformation. It is not transitional only, but it has to be transformational. So if the knowledge stays here, but doesn't transform here, let alone doesn't transition the heart, then we risk coming across as little daunting, and proud when we present the Vedic knowledge. So, just like we eat the right amount of food and nourishes our body, Vedic knowledge can be over-digested, that's fine, but the impact should be on the heart. When this knowledge is taken in the right spirit, it enriches our devotion. That is the test. If it's transforming us and enriching our devotion, leads us to higher and higher levels of Krishna consciousness, then we know that we are digesting this knowledge in the proper manner. Now, 4 things, there are many things that, Vedic knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Prabhupada talks about Vedic knowledge, so that's why I'm taken that thread. Prabhupada talks about, despite the cultivation of Vedic knowledge, which is unlimited, demigod worshippers do not reach Krishna. That's the translation. So why do demigods worshippers do not reach Krishna? Eventually they might, and we spoke about. So I'm at the moment I'm talking about the cultivation of Vedic knowledge. Now, when we cultivate this wonderful knowledge in the right way, it gives us 4 things. Or it can give us 4 things. Humility, tolerance, devoid of false prestige, and happiness. Humility, tolerance, devoid of false prestige, and happiness. And I'll speak about all these 4 little bit. Now, April is the month of the advent of Lord Ramchandra, together with Bharat, Shatrughan, and Lakshman. So, I thought, I'll talk about these 4 things, taking the opportunity of month of April and lifting few lessons that we can learn from the Ramayana as well. Let's talk about humility first. In the Ramayana, humility is demonstrated to us best by Shatrughan. The word Shatrughan means, Shatru means enemy, and Ghana means to destroy the enemy. Now, interestingly, in the Ramayana we find out that Lord Ram and Lakshman killed many enemies. But Shatrughan only killed one demon, Lavanashur. Only one. Notwithstanding that he killed only one demon, he is named as Shatrughan, which seems little paradox. Why? Because Shatrughan killed forgetting Lavanashur for now, Shatrughan killed that enemy that all of us, even as sadhakas, find it very difficult to kill. What is that enemy? That enemy is false ego. Now, how does Shatrughan kill the enemy of false ego in his heart? If you see the Ramayana unfolding, Lakshman is always saving Lord Ram. At any point in time, you will see that Lakshman is saving Lord Ram. But who is Shatrughan saving? Shatrughan is always saving Bharat, his elder brother. And we know that Krishna tells us that a devotee who claims to be my devotee is not my devotee. But the devotee of my devotee is my real devotee. Vaishnava Seva. Being saving the devotees, saving the spiritual master is higher than saving Krishna. So here, Shatrughan tells us that, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, they can hold the pride. They can take the pride, they can take the glory of Ramayana, no problems at all. But I will be that unsung hero in the background, saving Bharat always. Because if I can please a devotee of the Lord, then the Lord will be pleased. So for us, devotee association, devotee seva, devotee Vaishnava seva is therefore, very important. Now, how many times we come across this? That when we do something, and I can talk for my own self, when we do something, somehow or the other, just because of that false ego is still in the heart, some puja and pratishtha, some fame and prestige, we look for in it, A lot of times we may look for it in the right manner, If we have done a service, if somebody comes and tells us, oh Prabhu, you cooked so nicely, Mataji, you made a wonderful garland, or that was a nice class, or your kirtan was so wonderful. So if you take it in the spirit of, that it is an acknowledgement of a proper service done, then that is fine. As human beings, it is absolutely no problem for us to be encouraged. We need to be encouraged. So seeking, when people recognize us for our seva, that is fine. And if we use that in the right spirit of uplifting our Krishna consciousness and giving all the glories to our Guru and Gauranga, then that is fine. But if we take that feedback in the spirit to say, after all, I was singing the kirtan, or I was sitting on the Vyasasan, and see, people were, appreciating my class, the way I sang, the whole temple was, I thought, that the marble floor might break. If you take in that spirit, then we are not into Krishna consciousness, because we are looking for prestige in the seva, in the service, rather than looking for the service to please the Lord. So Shatrughan here is not looking for any prestige at all. Just totally, as we said, the background operator. In Christian Janmashtami we see this now. Tons and tons of prasadam will come out of the temple kitchen, but not many people will know who is cooking. I mean, the head cooks we know, but not many will know, that there are hundreds of people in the background, doing so much of service. So these are like the Shatrughanas, who don't come into the forefront. And there are some classic examples in our temple as well, People who will just always be in the foreground, in the background, but they will be glorious in their service. So this is the Shatrugana. So Shatrugana tells us the concept of Trinadapi Sunichayana, with humility. Trinadapi Sunichayana. Be humble. Kill your false ego and show the aspect of humility. So I said, Vedic literature, if properly cultivated, will teach us 4 things. Humility. Second one is tolerance. Now, who teaches us tolerance in the Ramayana? So after Trinadapi Sunichayana, Tarorapi Sahishnuna. Who teaches us the concept of Tarorapi Sahishnuna in the Ramayana? That we always be tolerant. Now, this is demonstrated to us by Bharat. What does Bharat do in the Ramayana? When Dasarath decides overnight to coronate Lord Ram as the king of Ayodhya, at that point in time, we know that Bharat together with Shatrugana was not in Ayodhya. He had gone to his mother's place. And overnight, there is all this upheaval in Ayodhya, that when Manthara is being bewildered by the demigods, she convinces Mother Kekai to exile Lord Ram into the forest. So by the time that Bharat returns to Ayodhya, we see that the citizens of Ayodhya are already seeing Bharat as the black spot. Ram has already left, Dasarath has left Ram has already left Ayodhya for the forest, Dasarath has left his body, his father. And Bharat, when he returns, he sees this unwelcoming attitude from his citizens of Ayodhya, oblivious to what is happening in Ayodhya. He is completely confused. So when he finds out what has happened, we see that Bharat, although he is labeled by everybody, that Mother Kekai people knew, so people knew that Manthara is the culprit, Mother Kekai is one of the conspirators, but they saw Bharat as the real instigator, the origin of all upheaval in Ayodhya. That's how they saw him. Bharat tolerated that. When he returned to Ayodhya, he was pelted with stones for no fault of his. Now, no fault of his, he is labeled as the black mark in the society, in the congregation. No fault of his, he is labeled as the instigator. Despite carrying the weight of misunderstanding, having been misunderstood by his fellow citizens, Bharat continues to save Lord Ram with all his heart. So Bharat shows us the aspect of tolerance and continuing to do our service despite all the misunderstandings that we may be facing from our fellow congregation members. Now many times we do this, when we do a service to our superiors, generally it's pretty easy, And when we are serving our juniors, those who are newcomers to the ISKCON, they are also relatively easy, because they will give you that respect in terms of, the knowledge being disseminated to them. But dealing with our peers is is generally troublesome. False ego may flare. People may misunderstand us. If our spiritual master tells us something and we carry it out, then our peers or our juniors may say, that he comes across as, the go-to man. When we do, something that our temple authorities tell us, somebody else might think, that you come across as too strict. Now this is the position that Bharat is always in, always being misunderstood for the entire 14 years until Ram finally returns. So Bharat tells us the concept of taror api sahishnuna, tolerate the misunderstandings that may come in our service. But in all places, in all circumstances, in all conditions, what mattered to him was only Ram, nothing else mattered. So when all that matters is the service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, or Lord Ram, if that is the only thing that matters to us, then no matter whatever happens in our life, nothing else will matter. Bharat teaches us the concept of detachment. We may all, say that, coming in Krishna consciousness, we have become detached from something. We have become detached from this, we have become detached from that. So saying that we have become detached is easy. But what is the real test of detachment? Radhanath Swami Maharaj tells us that the real test of detachment is when we are asked to give it up. Are we ready to give something up? Now in Bharat's case, the kingdom that he was, Lord Ram had left the kingdom, Lakshman together, voluntarily left the kingdom. It was all for Bharat to take by hook or by crook. He could have just taken it because there was nobody else qualified enough to rule the kingdom. And this kingdom is not, a small 2-bedroom house, in Albert Park. This is Ayodhya. This is a spiritual kingdom full of opulence. He rejects it. Now that is the test of detachment, Because if that kingdom comes in his way of saving Lord Ram, if he can be misunderstood, then he's ready to give it up and go and live himself in a very, with a bare necessity to continue to save Lord Ram. This is a test of detachment. Give it up when it's required to be given up. In our lives, we may struggle to give it up, but bigger than that is, that the Lord may take it away from us. Whatever he thinks is not necessary for our spiritual journey, for our advancement in Krishna consciousness, he may take it away. For example, he may take away our job. He may take away our spouse. He may take away our children. And when these things are taken away, how will we react? We will shake. Some of us may shake. And if we shake and move away, that actually means we were not detached with these things. Our attachment was still with them. But if all that matters is Lord Ram and Lord Krishna, then whatever Krishna takes away, be it job or whatever, our car, our house catches fire or whatever it is. But if we continue on our Krishna consciousness journey, that means we were detached. That is the real test of detachment. As Chaitanya Charan Prabhu says, in times of adversities, those who are sincere, those who are insincere will become more insincere. And those who are sincere will become more sincere. That's the test. How do we react when an adversity hits us? So when adversity hits Bharat, he remains very tolerant to all these calamities in his life. And we go through calamities in our life pretty much every moment, especially during the current times of coronavirus. So we march forward. Bharat literally, so Shatrugna meant, that person who kills his Shatru. And Shatrugna killed the false ego in him and, kept in the background and continued to save the devotee of the Lord, Vaishnava Seva. Bharat means, Bhar in Sanskrit or Hindi means the weight. That person who carries the weight of misunderstanding continues to do his devotional service is called Bharat. Trinadapi Sunichaina is Shatrughan and Tarorapi Sahishnunan is demonstrated to us by Bharat. Then, so after Trinadapi Sunichaina, Tarorapi Sahishnunan, then comes Amani Naman Dena. So who teaches us Amani Naman Dena in Ramayana? No? Huh? Lord Ram? Well, everybody does. But predominantly, pure devotees, exhibit all the symptoms of devotion of a pure devotee, of the good qualities. So all of them do. So there is no wrong answer. But we learn the aspect of even if we are not respected, but continue to give respect to others in all situations is demonstrated to us by Lakshman. How? Lakshman, when the Swayamvar was there, when the wedding ceremony for Mother Sita was being engaged by Maharaj Janak, many powerful personalities were invited, and as most of us know the background, that person who would have lifted the bow would marry Mother Sita. So at that point in time, Lakshman and Lord Ram, were wandering, with their with sage Vishwamitra into the forest, and by the plan of the Lord, they ended up, in Maharaj Janak's kingdom. So here we see the spirit of, I'm bringing this pastime forward so that we can compare the spirit of Lakshman in terms of how to tolerate and continue to do our service amongst all everything that comes our way, all the difficulties. At that point in time, we see the hard work is done by Lord Ram and the devotee benefits. Lord Ram picks up the bow, which was one of the requirements. So he not only picks up the bow actually, but he breaks it up. Well, he says, I picked it up and it broke. What can I do? Not my fault. So he broke the Shiv Dhanush. And so Lord Ram, of course, marries Mother Sita. But Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughan also get, almost like a free wedding. You marry one, you marry the other three also get married. So they get a free. Lord Ram does the heavy work of breaking, lifting the bow and breaking it. But the other brothers also get, married on the same spot. Now we contrast that, when Lord Ram is exiled into the forest, into Chitrakoot. As I said before, Lord Ram is supposed to go to the forest. Shatrugna and Bharat are away from Ayodhya. The best candidate to become the king of Ayodhya is Lakshman. Now Lakshman could have said, actually, fortune favors the brave. No, it seems like, that luck is coming my way every time without even any planning. Because I like Lord Ram, I happened to wander into the forest with him to check it out, what's happening. And he broke the bow and I got a wife. No problems, I can't complain. Come here, few years later, two junior brothers are, gone away. Lord Ram has been asked to go to the forest. Hey, I'm the next best candidate for king and people will have no problems. If I put my hand up to say Lakshman should be coronated as the king of Ayodhya tomorrow morning, people will support me. Now he could have said that. Now he doesn't do that. No. So he goes with Lord Ram and Mother Sita, fast forward the story, voluntarily to the forest and lives there. Now what happens in Chitrakoot? In Chitrakoot, when Ravan wants to kidnap Mother Sita out of his lust, he sends Marichi as the golden deer to entice Mother Sita to be attracted to this golden deer. So when the Marichi comes in the form of a golden deer in front of Mother Sita, she immediately gets glamored by the sparkling of the golden deer. But as we know, everything that glitters is not gold. And Mother Sita also knew very perfectly well that deer cannot be golden. There is nothing such as a golden deer. There are deers, but nothing such as a golden sparkling deer. So it must be illusion. Notwithstanding that, she still tries to get the deer and sends Lord Ram to catch the deer for her. And Lord Ram leaves the ashram and runs after the deer with the view to catch the deer. And we know that that was not the deer, that was Marichi. So when Lord Ram shoots the arrow at Marichi, knowing that this is something, there's something fishy here about the deer. When Marichi is about to leave his body, he cries out very loudly, Lakshman, like that, hoping that Lakshman will come and follow Lord Ram, so that Mother Sita is all alone. Now this is what I wanted to elaborate on. So when Lakshman does not want to leave the ashram, this is almost, let's say, if you picturize ourselves in Lakshman's shoes, when we are doing a service and then we are chastised for that service, even if we have done it properly, sometimes how do we react compared to how does Lakshman react? When Lakshman does not want to leave the ashram, because he knows very well, he tells Mother Sita, oh Mother, don't worry, there is nothing in the three worlds that can match the prowess of Lord Ram. What to talk about a minor deer, don't worry, he'll come back. This must be some plot by somebody, some illusion. So don't worry, he'll come back. What does Mother Sita say to Lakshman? Very, very heartbreaking statement. Very, very heartbreaking statement. How many times we face a statement that really shatters our heart, even when we are sincere? Mother Sita says, oh Lakshmana, I actually know why you don't want to go and support your elder brother. Because all this while, you have been tagging with us to find the opportunity when Lord Ram is finally gone, or killed, and then you want to spend time with me. Very, very heartbreaking. Lakshman cries. Lakshman cries with those heavy words. He's completely shattered, disheartened. Chastisement. So what does he do? Still, taking those heavy words on his heart, he says, okay, I will go and support, Lord Ram, because it's your instruction. But for your protection, oh my mother, I will draw the Lakshmana Rekha. If you stay within the bounds of the Lakshmana Rekha, you will be protected. At no point in time, step outside the Lakshmana Rekha. If you do, there could be problems. So until we return, until I unite you again with Lord Ram, please stay within the four walls of the Lakshmana Rekha. What is this Lakshmana Rekha? We'll just digress for 1 minute. What is this Lakshmana Rekha? In this particular episode, we can take Mother Sita. Mother Sita is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But in this instance, we can take Mother Sita as the fallen Jiva, representing us, who get enamored by the golden deer. How many times we get enamored with the material nature? Kali Yuga was very, very intelligent. When Kali Yuga entered the kingdom, and Maharaj Parikshit saw him, beating the cow and the bull, out of his, Maharaj Parikshit told Kali Yuga to get out of this kingdom. There's no place for you, rascal. And Kali Yuga knew that Maharaj Parikshit will kill him. There was no match. There was no fight. So Kali Yuga, being very intelligent, said to Maharaj Parikshit, well, I'm surrendering to you. And when somebody surrenders to a pure devotee, or to Krishna, they have taken a vow to give protection to whoever surrenders to them. So Parikshit, being coming in the dynasty of, the Pandavas, gives shelter to Kali Yuga and tells Kali Yuga that you can live in 4 places where there is meat eating, intoxication, illicit sex and gambling. Wherever these 4 things is happening, you can go and reside there. Kali Yuga was more intelligent. He shows his intelligence. He says, hey, don't fool me. By the way, I know that these 4 things are not happening in your kingdom. So actually you are not giving me any real shelter. These are only, arbitrary shelter for me, because these 4 things are not happening. So where will I live? So then Kali Yuga asked him for one more place. And what is that place? Wherever there is gold. Wherever there is misuse of gold, you can reside in that place. And Kali Yuga becomes happy to reside in gold. And what is the golden rule? The person with the gold makes the rule. So here, Marich, being in the golden body, makes the rule, that I am going to entice Mother Sita and Ram will follow, and then Ravan can kidnap Mother Sita. So we, as I said, if we put ourselves, in this as the situation that Mother Sita went through, and we get attracted by that false gold. Because diya cannot be gold. We know that this thing is not good for us. This material opulence is not good for us. The second car, the third car, the second house, the third house, the fourth house, great jobs, fashionable, jackets, branded watch, polished shoes. We run after these things. One child, two child, three child. We think that we are the progenitors of the material world. We are the sons of Brahma. So we do all these things thinking that life will become very happy and hunky-dory one day. But it doesn't. Because that deer is false. It is not gold. It glitters, but it is not gold. But we get captured. And when we get enamored by that material opulence, a Vaishnava comes in our life and reminds us to say, you rascal, don't run after this. And this is Lakshman telling Mother Sita, don't run after that deer. Lord Ram is safe, trust me. You just stay safe here. He will come back. But we tell the Vaishnava to say, you fool, who are you to tell me how to live my life? Live life king size. That's all I want. Virus or no virus. I want to go on the beach. I want to go to the pub. Open everything. I want my sense gratification. Open the casino. That's how we are. We just run after this. Put the Vaishnava aside. And that Vaishnava is Lakshman in this episode. Put him aside and then just tell him to get away from here and give him heavy words. How many times we get chastised on the streets when we are doing Harinam? People will, shower a lot of those words that I can't even speak, on the Vyasa, sitting on the Vyasasan, those fancy words. Now we face it. They will just tell away to get off. But a Vaishnava is paradukha dukhi. So what does Lakshman do? Taking all those heavy words on his heart, crying, he draws the Lakshmana Rekha. So what is that Lakshmana Rekha? This Lakshmana Rekha is nothing but the 4 regulative principles. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. Lakshman tells Mother Sita, who in this case, let's say, is the fallen Jiva, to say, my dear Jiva, although, you have spoken harshly with me, but for your protection, at least the minimum I would like you to do is to stay within these 4 walls of the 4 regulative principles that Prabhupada has given us. If you continue to live within these 4 walls of the regulative principles, you will be safe, trust me. If you stay there, you will be safe and Lord Ram will come and get you one day. But if you step outside, then Ravana will come and kidnap you. Choice is yours. You want to be protected within the 4 walls and wait for Lord Ram to come and get you, or you want to step outside, break one of them, Ravana in the form of illusion and Maya will come and cheat you and kidnap you. Choice is yours. Mother Sita steps out as we know. And Ravan comes and kidnaps her. Moment she breaks one of the walls, steps out, Ravana in the form of Maya, illusion comes, literally as a form of Maya because he was dressed like a sadhu, and captures her. And she is gone. Separated for good, not for good, separated for a long time from his Lord, Ram, and sitting in Lanka in the Ashok Vatika. Now that is us. That is that fallen Jiva who stepped out of the 4 regulative principles, away from our Lord Ram, sitting in Ravana and crying for Ram to return. What does Lakshmana do next? He goes to Ram. Of course, he doesn't know that Mother Sita has been kidnapped because he has left the ashram. What does Lord Ram say to Lakshman? Note that Lakshman has just come out of a heavy words of hate from Mother Sita. What does Lord Ram has to tell him? Why are you here? I had told you to protect Mother Sita because there is some ensuing danger that I can foresee. Why did you leave her? Why have you come here? And Lakshman is thinking, oh my God, like the wife is, testing my integrity and the husband is testing my competency here. He's saying that you cannot do this job properly. Neither can you be the bodyguard in the ashram, nor can I protect you. So my character and my integrity is tested by your wife. And you as the husband, is testing my ability and my competency level here. Enough of this husband-wife jhanjat. Enough of this husband-wife fight. I'm going back to Ayodhya. Don't you know that, I left all that opulence kingdom only to save you, but all you are giving me is this too. Enough of this. I've heard about husband-wife fighting, but this is too much. I'm going back. He didn't say that. He continued to serve Lord Ram. Tarorapi sahishnunam, amanina manadena. He's getting no respect for his selfless sacrifice
taken a vow to not sleep for 14 years. I will not sleep but save my Lord Ram for 14 years. No, we struggle to keep awake for 14 hours. Sometimes after Krishna Janmashtami, if we are, because the devotees are saving so much, by the time we get prasadam, it's like, almost like 1:30, especially if you are doing cooking and crowd control and prasadam distribution. It's almost like 2 o'clock. And then you think, it's already 2 o'clock, why sleep now, if I've been awake for so long, might as well push for another 2.5 hours and come for Mangal Arti. No? So we give up the 2.5 hours sleep in Mangal Arti. But when we come for Mangal Arti, we make sure a few people know that we have not slept last night. 1 or 2 people should know by our actions or by some little hint that that I didn't sleep last night. So we want that prestige, we want that respect. But Lakshmana is who? Amanina manadena. Man in Sanskrit means, or in Bengali, in Hindi means respect. But aman means no respect. Aman, amani. Now man dena. Dena means to give. So you don't solicit any respect, but you always give respect. That is Lakshmana. Not accepting any respect, not even desiring any respect at any point in time. He is doing his service, whether he is respected or not, doesn't matter. All he is interested is in the service, continuing to do his service. Amanina manidena. So when we have these 3 qualities now, when we develop these 3 qualities, the qualities of Trinadapi Sunichena from Shatrugana, being very humble, killing our false ego. Tarorapi Shahishnunan of Bharata, being always tolerant of whatever misunderstandings that we may face in our seva, continuing to save. And there, Amanina Manadena of Lakshmana, no respects desiring, but giving all respects to others. When we have developed these 4 different moods, then in that state of mind we can do Kirtanya Sadahari. Then Lord Ram will come. When we have these 3 aspects, then the Lord Ram comes in our life. Eventually, we can see that Lord Ram gets united with Mother, Sita, and with Lakshman, and with Bharat, and with Shatrugana. So by demonstrating this. So as I said, Vedic knowledge is not something for us to just keep in the head. It is to be transformed to the heart, to be transitioned to the heart, and transformation of heart comes. And what is the test? When we become more humble, when we become more tolerant, and when we are devoid of false prestige, then in that state of mind, we can chant Hare Krishna, and Lord Ram will come. Now, interestingly, in the Sikshastakam, just the verse before this, Lord Chaitanya writes that there is no hard and fast rule for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Anybody can chant in any place at any point in time. There is no hard and fast rule. But immediately in this verse, he says, the Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnuna. Now, these are the rules for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So, how do we reconcile that? The way we reconcile that is, yes, anybody can chant Hare Krishna at any point in time. There is no hard and fast rule. But we know that Bahu Janma Kare Adi Sarvana Tabutanae Krishna Pade Prem Dhana. We can chant Hare Krishna for many, many lifetimes, but Krishna Prem will not come. Lord Ram Prem will not come unless we develop the aspect of humility, tolerance, give away a false ego. So, Trinadapi Sunichena is for those devotees who are aspiring, Many times we hear this, and I'm myself, in that category, that, no, Prabhu, we have been chanting for so long, but, that taste that Prabhupada says, chant and be happy. It's like chant and, like, where is that happiness, Will it eventually come? It's almost like, there is problems, So when will that happiness come? The reason that happiness is not coming, if it's not coming, is because, yes, anybody can chant. But unless we have Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnunam, then Kirtanya Sada Hari, bliss will not come. The bliss comes when we are humble and tolerant. So with that, I will end here. Hope that was of little value to all of us in terms of how to inculcate the glorious pastimes from Ramayana. And I must also say before I end that I took most of these lessons from one of the lectures that Madhavananda Prabhu has given. So I learned. I was listening to Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, and I was listening to a couple of lectures from Madhavananda Prabhu on Ram Navami recently. So I thought I'll share that with you. Lord Ram Chandra ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitya Gaur Premanande. Any questions, comments, corrections? Yes, Mataji.
When you say that when
I can paraphrase it if it's easy. Go on, I can paraphrase it. Or if there is one that's easier, yeah, perfect.
So when Parikshit Maharaj told Kali to reside in gold, I have two questions. Is it, what about the gold that's legally obtained by one's work? Is that also bad? And the second question is gold, when he said reside in gold, in this age, is it synonymous to something else?
So so people heard your question online, yeah? That's also going online, yeah? Okay. So, is all gold bad? No. Prabhupada writes in that particular purport only in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, in that section, that if gold is used appropriately by devotees, especially for decorating the temple, decorating the deities, then that is perfectly fine. The problem is not with the gold in and of itself. The problem is in the utility of the gold. So utility is the principle, and that's why in our ISKCON temples, I don't go on the altar too much, but I don't know whether even the golds are there or not. But Prabhupada generally suggested that we opulently decorate our deities, with simple clothes and paraphernalia that is not that expensive, so that we don't entice, thieves and outsiders coming and trying to break into the temple. And we can see how gorgeous our altars are, even with not tons and tons of gold there. But if we hate the opulence, if we can build a golden temple, no, absolutely no problems at all. Anything can be used in Krishna's service. And for devotees, and we hate golden temples. In past times there used to be golden temples. But if we are putting the gold, around our neck, too much on the ring, too much on the hand and all that, as a sign of, I'm very opulent, then we probably question ourselves again, whether that's the right paraphernalia. Simple dhoti kurta and sari with tilak, and this is our jewel, our neck beads, made up of very, very simple Tulsi Maharani, but absolutely, powerful. Nothing can compare. Putting a gold necklace versus Tulsi Mala, absolutely, more powerful and more wonderful. So why do we need gold on our necks if we can just wear Tulsi Mala? When Hanuman went to Lanka, when he was searching for Mother Sita, he was thinking, where will I find Mother Sita? Almost like, there is barren land. Where will Mother Sita be? So what does he first see? The first thing that he sees in Lanka is Tulsi Maharani. He sees a Tulsi Maharani outside one ashram, and he says, yes, this is where I'm going to get my clue regarding where Mother Sita is, because where there is Tulsi Maharani, there must be a devotee. And if there is a devotee, then I will know where where the Mother Sita is. So that's how powerful Tulsi Maharani is. Amongst all the calamities in Lanka, there was Vibhishan who was worshipping Tulsi Maharani. So that's how powerful it is. If we have our Tulsi Maharani, we are safe. And does that, so your second part of your question was does that gold symbolizes, this material existence? You can take it that way. There is no harm. If an interpretation of an analogy helps us enhance our Krishna consciousness, no problems at all.
No, meant to say, like, at the present moment, the politicians have money improperly acquired, that kind of. So, like, when they say gold, now nobody has gold these days. So does it symbolize improperly acquired money?
So your question is, does that gold symbolizes wealth? Yeah, because that time gold was the means of the barter system, and then it got replaced with rice and whatever else, and then finally we got money, and now there is no money, there is only plastic credit card. Yeah. So is gold same as the plastic credit card if it is supported by the wealth in the bank? Perhaps yes, but again, as we know that wealth is not a problem. Possessing wealth is not a problem. Being possessed by wealth is a problem. We can possess wealth, no problems, if we can use it in Krishna consciousness. But if we are possessed by the wealth, then that's a problem. Prabhupada was happy to take the money. He said, take my photo, I'm taking some donations, take my photo and put it in the press. I have no problems. I'm a sannyasi, I'm taking money, no problems. I'll use it for Krishna's service. Okay, anything else? No? We'll park it here. There's no questions that are possible to come online. We don't have that facility. No? I was thinking after my last lecture. Okay. Granthara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitya Gaur Premanande.